Yo, what's up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on?
How's everybody doing? How's everybody been?
Doing good. Who's with us so far?
We got Practical, Gadgeteer, we got Rudy Justwork, Jason Johnson, Brian. Appreciate everybody for tuning in right from the get-go. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um, I do well, welcome back to HVAC Nights. We made it to episode 37, I believe. We're still here. We're down one today. We'll see if Jake pops in. He was having or he's been working late, It happens.
Yep.
We've had a bunch of work too. I can relate. I actually thought I was gonna be the one a little late today because I had a evaporator coil to change out on an ice machine today, and I was not looking forward to it. But we got it done.
How big is the machine?
No, it wasn't that big. I don't know what the size exactly, but it's like basically the ones that go on top of like the if you go into like a fast food chain, the ice machine that you serve yourself on, it's one of those. So I had to be out before lunch, like the lunch rush and all that, because it's a self-serve machine. Everybody they only have one ice machine, one fountain machine, and all that, and that's the one that I was working on.
You don't ever show working on stuff like that.
Well, I recorded today. The quality kind of sucks because of the camera that I have for that. Like I prefer to use like a smaller one. I don't like I have the DJI or the Action 4, which is like a GoPro, right? But I don't know. I still don't like being indoors with it in front of everybody because I always have a bunch of people that I deal with, and this one was like a new customer, so I was like I wasn't gonna bring a big camera in there. So the one I have is like a really small pill shape one. It's an Insta 360 Go 2. It does really well outdoors, but not indoors, right? Because of the light.
Yeah.
So I just ordered, but I think I ordered it last night, the upgraded version of it. So I'll have that next week, and I'll start recording more of the indoor stuff. Because
Oh,
that one's real easy because it's magnetic. So I put it on the pendant.
yeah. Now I do my GoPro like that.
Oh,
It does good indoors
I need to
and
get that
outdoors.
mount that you got.
Snap mount.
Yeah, I need to order one of those.
They have a little kit where you can get two of the breast the pendants and then like four more of the attachments that go on the
Oh, so they have like
like
kits. I haven't looked into it.
that's about the only way you can get the stuff is with a kit.
Okay, because like that would work for the. Well, that's another issue is like the Action 4 I have. I don't have like a strap for it or anything. So I was like, well, this one I have the pendant that comes with it, the little one. But like the Action 4, I didn't have any way to mount it. Cause like the little one that I'm talking about, the 360 has like a hat clip and all that. That's why I liked it, and that's the one that I first bought when I did my YouTube channel. But the Action 4, I use it on the roof a lot because I can like hold it out and it gets like real wide shots and all that. Like I usually just prop it somewhere. But then I saw you with the is it snap mount? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, snap mount.
It's like magnetic, right?
Yeah, it's very strong magnets.
Okay, so like I want to try that because like being able to strap it and then just work is what I want to do.
The part I like about it is I can just take it off my chest
Well, yeah.
without having to undo these little clips and stuff like that. It's a strong magnet, but you can just pull it off.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't want to go out and buy, even though I know you've been doing it like that for a while with the straps and stuff. I was looking for like a magnet type of deal, and I didn't know about that one until I think you mentioned it. So I was like, I need to look into that because like I had another call. I recorded a lot this week. It's been real busy, and I did some RTUs, and I was like, I had my action camera, and I was like, where the hell do I put it? Because I didn't have a tripod. I was trying to put it where I can get good angles, and like it blocked some of the work that I did. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to cut that. But I'm trying to
Well,
record
with
more.
the the snap mounts, the mount's magnetic, so you
Yeah.
can stick it on any metal surface and just mount it right there.
See, that's what I was looking forward to with the Action 4 because it's also kind of magnetic on the bottom, but I put a case on it and then like it kind of messes with that. But either way, like I can't wherever I stick it or lay it on, like I can't adjust it up and down. I would think you can with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to
It'll
record
pivot.
I'm trying to record more. I got a few this week cuz I complain I think to you guys that oh, I want to fill in my schedule this and that and then all of a sudden I got a crap ton of work. So I've been changing out line sets, changing out units, that ice machine evaporator like and then that place that I did the R12 conversion on that I didn't want a few months back. They called back because they have some other equipment they want me to look at. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out tomorrow and do that. So it's been getting busy.
Well, I pretty much stay steady. I
And that's if I ever do residential, I want to do it kind of like how you do it. It's like you have a lot of work, but it's like you kind of do as much as you want, right? And then you move it on to the next day and this and that, and you can kind of pick and choose.
You don't want to get to where you're working until 9 o'clock at night.
No, no. Even though Jake right now is still out there hustling. But also, oh, I wanted to.
John,
I'm sorry, I wanted to shout out Jonathan Aguas. Ran into him at my Johnstone. He's always commenting on my videos. He actually works at Walmart supermarket refrigeration, like the stuff for them. And coincidentally, like the places I work at, the restaurants are always next to a Walmart. So he's been like, "Hey, that roof kind of looks familiar," and he'll send me a snapshot of it. And he's like, "Hey, that roof kind of looks familiar. Wasn't it in one of your videos? Is that where you work at?" I'm like, "Yeah, you got me. That's where I was the other day." So I ran into him at the Johnstone when I was trying to restock after my busy week, and probably looked like a dumbass trying to remember my little list of parts that I needed.
put it on your phone.
I have a I have lists. I even have it on my iPad too. There's one for work. I just forget to write it down. That's a problem. Trying to be better about my
Yeah.
little list. I have like a list for everything now, and I'm trying to be better about it.
Every time I use something, I put it in my notes app under a list of things to buy.
Yeah, because I have a very particular stock, right? So I have like 2 to 3 motors of this and then of that, right? And I'm trying to be more digital because that's the easiest thing, right? You pull out your phone, you write it down, whatever. Because I used to be that. I used to have a notepad, and I used to do that. And I got that, I got that from my dad. They'd always have, and they still do it. They have a physical notepad. They write all the parts they need or they used to restock. They write all their upcoming jobs on it. They write all the work orders that they have open, or if they need to go back to like order parts or whatever. And they still do that. And I just switched over to my phone now.
With I tell you what, if House Call Pro had an option where if you use a product, it could make a restock list for you, that would be nice.
I was looking into that a while back when I first decided to use my phone for that because I is it getting into something else?
Oh, he's chewing on something. I just got to see what it is. It might be
Um
something legal.
oh well when I switched over to my phone app to do like the notes and stuff, I had thought about that too, like some way to keep like inventory. I just never got too far into it because I'm like, it'd be cool if you could write down or scan stuff in your van or whatever, and then as you use it, mark it off, and then it'll like you said, make you a list or something. That would be kind of cool.
I got a friend of mine who has a bigger company
Yeah.
and he uses House Call Pro. He's probably got like 20 employees, but he was looking for a software where when a guy pulls a part off the van, you could scan it and it immediately puts it in the invoice and it puts it on a list for restock back at the shop so they can put it in a bin for him to pick up the next morning.
Oh, see, that's cool.
He was looking for something like that, and I don't think he's found it yet.
So we need somebody to come up with a program or app to do that, because I've thought about that too before. And I'm like, there has to be, but it wouldn't be like HVAC. I don't think it would be like an HVAC thing. Like you'd have to look into like how other types of businesses do it. But that was something I wanted to do too. It was like inventory everything, keep it organized on an app of some sort, and then like as you go, it'd be cool like if it automatically did it to your invoice and all that too. And yeah, we just need somebody to make that.
Oh, let me mention the practical gadgeteer. He sent me a box of all kinds of cool little stuff. I didn't know they made these, but a zip tie holder.
Oh, that's a thing.
Have you seen a zip tie holder?
No, I've
It
seen
kind of
different ways to do it, but I didn't know that there was an actual like thing for it.
it kind of looks like a tiny little handcuff. It's a circle with a spring-loaded arm in it that just holds them tight.
Maybe I have heard of
Um,
it, but I've never seen one.
a couple different kinds of magnets, and apparently my broken inspection mirror needs to be replaced.
Man, I lost like 3 of those this past like week or two. I was looking for one today and I'm like, where the hell are all my mirrors? Luckily I found one, but I was like, damn, I already lost like a handful of them.
I have a hand crate, or at least I did, that had all of my drain stuff in it, my glue, my cutters,
Yeah.
um, CO2 cartridges, my gallo gun. I must have left it in somebody's attic because I went to use it the other day and it's gone.
Oh
The
dang.
whole little, the
The
whole
kit.
little crate.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, it's not much, but I gotta get
Yeah.
a new gallo gun.
Oh, I know. I love that thing. I have the gallo gun with that bubble adapter. I don't know what you call it. That inflates. I don't know if you had that. That's pretty cool.
I hadn't had that one yet.
It's pretty cool because you don't have to hold it. You just, throw it in there and let it rip. Shit. I don't know why it's like that. Okay. East Coast, what is up? Nasty. I have 0 parts on my truck. My boss doesn't believe in it. Space is also limited. Do you got one of those like what is the one that Jake has? The Connect or something? I don't know
Yeah,
how
Jake's got a little van.
I don't know how he gets anything in there.
He's got to pull everything out to get whatever he's looking for.
I know I saw some of his videos and I'm like, oh, that would annoy me. Another one, Jason. We literally have 0 truck stock, which isn't unusual for the equipment. Oh, because he does more industrial stuff. Understandable. Yeah, practical gadgeteer. What's up? We also got Eddie and Freon Leon in here. So, how was your week, Kurt?
Well, in one of my videos, I started the morning off with a flat tire and a great big old screw in the bottom of my tire.
Oh, I saw that. That's fun.
Well, I kind of knew it was going to be that way. That's why I got up early.
Oh, okay.
When I got home, I had this alert on my dashboard saying pressure's low. So I went around and aired up all my tires, and I noticed that that one was really low.
Yeah.
So when I walked out the next morning, it wasn't a big surprise.
I've had those mornings. It always sucks. You gotta.
At least I was at home. But you know something? I didn't have my good jack. All I had was this. I got that big van.
Mm-hmm.
All I had was a bottle jack that came out of like a E250, and it wasn't tall enough to jack it up, so I had to put it right under the axle and reach around and do that little cranking thing.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, is that I was a little bit confused when I saw that, but I'm still new to the transit stuff, so I was like, I don't know, maybe that's the way you do it, but
Well, mine didn't come with a jack, so I stole it off that other
yeah.
van, and I brought my good jack home, my hydraulic jack, because I don't want to go through that again.
No, I just bought another one. We use it at work too for lifting equipment in the kitchens and stuff. We'll sometimes need a jack, but I didn't have a good one. I don't know what I think we just had one at the shop that we would use, and then the I always had like a Chevy Express, and those are a pain in the ass too. Like any van, any work van, you need the right jack because they're freaking heavy after we put everything into it and everything. And then like I had that issue one time where I had a jack that I thought was gonna work, and it didn't lift it high enough. I was like, shit. So I had to wait for somebody to bring me another one. But I finally went out and bought like the right one, like a heavy duty one, and I have it in the van now in the back, just in case.
Well, I got that little bottle jack in mine. It works. I mean, it's enough. It's just barely enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like I had one that didn't even like lift it. It didn't even get the tire off the ground. I was like, fuck, I'm screwed.
You know
Um,
what? Do you know what a jack is called in North American Spanish?
I'm not. I don't think so.
Un gato, which is a cat.
Yeah.
Because you know how a cat arches its back, and the name comes after the jacks that do up like this.
Oh yeah. The little cheap ones. It's funny because,
Mm.
well, I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever heard it in Spanish, but that those jacks, I've had those before, like in my personal vehicles. You know, they give you the little that little cheap one. A friend of mine, we were when I had like an apartment and stuff after, well, like in college, I lived with a couple of buddies of mine, and one of them, who I like is my best friend and stuff, he went through I don't know if it was a breakup or something happened, and the girl came back, and well, we assumed it was that girl. It had to have been because they had just had a fight. Slashed all his tires, right?
Uh,
So then he goes out there and he's trying to figure out what to do, and you know, I think they're all flat, or at least two of them were. And he wanted to jack up the car with his jack and mine. Now, mind you, we had those cheap ones that you're talking about, those little, the ones that fold up, and it's the ones that you get with your vehicle. And I was like, I don't think you can do more than one at a time. I don't think those little things will hold your car up, right? And sure enough, he dropped the damn thing on the axle. It was a little Ford Focus or whatever those little cars were, and
oh,
I was like, dude, you just made it worse. But he was stubborn that he wanted to jack up. I don't know if he wanted to jack up the two front ones, or I don't know what he was trying to do. And I was like, go ahead, take it. And he broke my jack in that process, and then he had to get more repairs done to his vehicle.
you know something? One time on one of my E250s, I was on a little bit of an incline, and I had to
Oh,
change the back tire.
that's scary.
I jacked up the whole back end of the E250, and apparently the handbrakes and transmission just keep the back wheels from rolling. They don't keep the front wheels from rolling.
Oh
So
yeah.
when I jacked it up, it started to roll on me. I had to bring it down real fast.
We I want to say that's happened to me too, but like, well, not on a hill, but I had another one that was a little scary because it was off a highway that was only two lanes, and I believe there was work being done or something like that. There wasn't much of a shoulder for me to get off on, and this was out like in the middle of nowhere, kind of. It's like our route from here to the beach, right? So it's like a long road. There's not much buildings out there. It's just, you know, uh highway to over there. I got a flat coming back from the island, and I had to get on the shoulder, get off on the grass that kind of, it was kind of a little bit of a hill, right?
Yeah.
So I had to get off, and I'm super like crooked. uneven, and I had to jack it up. And my dad came by to help me out because he was forgot what he had to bring me. I don't even think I had a spare. I don't know if we were getting the spare. I probably just got that van, I think, and I didn't have the spare with me or something. He came for something, and we're like jacking it up and being very careful. Cars coming down like 70 miles an hour, and trying to jack it up on a little bit of a hill there. But we got it
Oh,
done. We got it done, but it was scary. What's up, Mike? Just got a walk-in freezer going onto an ice machine. Everybody's still working.
well, what time is it where you are?
It is 6:36. I'm an hour behind you guys.
Just 1 hour behind.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Seems kind of odd because Alabama's 1 hour behind, and you're way over in Texas. It seems like you'd be 2 hours behind.
We're in the middle. It's weird though because Cali's like 2 hours behind us. I
Different
think
from you, yeah.
it's hard keeping up with all that. Oh yeah, Brian, I use my jack to hold up the doors on the True Reach-ins. Okay, I use those. Another thing I got from Chris Stevens, because he does like the same work I do, is those little pump inflators. They're like to or to pry open doors. Mechanics use
Yeah,
them for a lot of things. We use those to lift up walk-in freezer like doors, and then like get them back aligned and all that.
huh.
I learned that from his channel. So
Oh, I can tell you, and I'll share it here. Bosch is finally coming through with their sponsorship, so y'all are going to start seeing a little bit of Bosch stuff on my channel. And hopefully, I can install one of their top of the line systems and get a recording of it.
you're gonna do. So then you're gonna start installing some of those.
Some,
Are you
at
supposed to
least
do,
two
or how many?
or three of them.
Okay.
I
Um.
just need to have 3 videos of it.
Oh, okay. I'll agree. I mean, I'm not getting paid for it, so I haven't rushed to go do it. Agree sent me a mini split, and I think they wanted the same kind of deal, like 3 videos, like before, and then the install, and then like after you're using it or whatever. But I'm not getting paid for it, so I've been super busy. I haven't gotten around to it. Um, I want to try because you had agree at the other house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's why I was asking you about that one. And then Bosch is the other one that I'm interested in because eventually I do want to change out the system we have here at the house. I just don't know if I'm going to go with one of those two or something.
What I don't know about Bosch, I don't know if they have the I guess you're gonna call it hot gas bypass. It's not really hot gas. It's like a mid-temperature gas to heat up the suction when it's running in heat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Bosch has that, and Gree does, which means they can produce hot air at really low temperatures. I just
Well,
don't know enough about Bosch yet.
yeah. Well, when I'll find out through you, we'll see how yours turns out. And then I'll make a decision. Uh, man. Speaking of ice machines, you know what? Oh man, it was a comment somewhere. Somebody was like, that they like the Knights show and all that, and they were like, if you want to play a drinking game, and I don't know, maybe I do mention this a lot. If you want to play a drinking game, drink every time Adrian says ice machines. I was like, well, I work on them a lot, so who was it? Mike brought up ice machines today. That's what I was working on this morning. Sliced my wrist today, so had a little
Oh,
bandage incident today.
you were leaking.
Yeah, I was trying not to do it in the restaurant. I I had to take out the old one out of the box, and it just did not want to come out. and it's aluminum. It's a evaporator plate, right? So it's all aluminum. It's a, I don't know if you've ever seen like Hoshizaki ice machines. That's a, it's like a knockoff of that. It's not even a Hoshizaki, it's a knockoff. And it just wouldn't come out. And it's all aluminum, sharp edges. And like I was trying to get something out. I was like, I'm trying to be careful. And sure enough, I slipped and I got a little slice, but nothing major, but I was bleeding quite a bit.
Just part of the blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I know we talk about the shock counter for you. I could have like a cut counter or something because I no matter what, and like I've been trying to cover up. I have the sleeves, I have the gloves on all the time. I have my new safety glasses I just got, and I still find a way to cut myself on something. Yeah. My Hoshizaki plates are razor blades. This is a Blue Air ice machine. It's one that we did. Well, I've done work for them. Like, I don't know, it was probably a year ago for warranty. They called us out again. They're like, "Hey, we got another one. Can you help us out?" So that's the one that I was doing today. And those things are sharp. I feel like I barely touched it.
Oh,
I, I was gonna get the electrical tape, but I actually had a first aid kit, so this is what I came up with.
a little bit better. A greasy rag and electric tape.
That's what I was gonna. That was my instinct to reach for, and then I was like, "No, wait, I have a first aid kit." I didn't have any bandages big enough, but this will do for now. Later, Brian. Gotta run. Sin's calling me. Not gonna ask too many questions.
That must be his son's calling him.
Oh, okay. What's up, blogger?
I have been trying to put stuff on Instagram, and it's just Instagram's like a whole different kind of crowd. It's difficult to break into that and actually do something with it.
You've been posting more. Instagram, I mean, that's where a lot of these guys come from too. Like a lot of these guys in the chat. It's just one of those that you have to be posting pretty often. Like even I've lately have been burnt out, trying to post everywhere and then all the work that we got. But if you keep posting,
I don't,
they'll come.
I'm putting together like little music videos of something that happened. It might be a short of my long video, or it might be like today it was just a bubbling leak, and I made a little video out of that. And it's just Instagram just doesn't seem to click with me like YouTube does.
Well, YouTube, you got those and I'm the other way around. I got the Instagram stuff going, and I want to post more of my work stuff over there too. So like eventually I'll do more clips like from my YouTube channel, like the repairs and stuff. Just figure out a way to clip like a minute or whatever it is. Um on YouTube, I'm trying to do or show more. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said earlier I'm trying to record more now because I would always do little clips here and there and then show what I could. But I want to actually like kind of do like what you do is like you strap on a camera and you just like do the work, right? You have all that footage. You've even done like hour-long videos that do really well too. And
Yeah.
I think I have one that I'm trying to edit. I think my last one was pretty long too. It might be like 30 minutes. I'm gonna try and show more of it. I screwed up a lot today too, so all that will be in there.
We like to see the mess ups.
The mess ups, the blood, everything. Skill savvy DIY. Do you use a GoPro or a phone to record, Curtis?
GoPro.
You still have the same
I
one? You
use,
never got another one?
I've had like four of them. I like the 11s and 12s better than anything because they have that faster chip in them. So when you're downloading videos and stuff like that, it don't take so long.
I think that's why I used to get annoyed too. Like the old camera that I had was it took forever to take videos off of it, so I stopped using it. Mike Curtis can post a million condenser fan motors and evaporator motors. I will still watch.
Hey, I do them every day. Might as well film it.
Yeah, he's the one, or he said earlier that he likes the long format, and I like both. I'll watch like your videos and Jake's obviously, and then been trying to watch a little bit more, catch up on other guys that. But I don't know, like a lot of the guys that I used to watch don't really post anymore. That's why I was asking you, like, who do you guys watch? Because like a lot of them,
There's a
unfortunately, have stopped.
there's a new guy who's not new, but he's back.
Which one?
Um, Jesse Kelly.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's going like live every day too.
Is he?
Yeah, I popped into his live the other day, and I was like, again, like he's going live. It's because he got. I guess he couldn't record because of his last job. They probably didn't
We
want him
got a new
to.
job.
Yeah, basically, because I know I saw him when he first came out. I don't know what it was, like a year ago or so, and then he had to
Uh-huh.
take all the videos down because of that.
Yeah, well, he's back doing videos, and I've been watching a few of his videos. I think he's in Georgia with me.
Yeah, he has that southern accent too. Um, I've seen his videos, and I am subscribed to him, and yeah, I guess he's like full force back into it because, like I said, he's going live almost every other day now, and he does. He is trying to be different. He's doing like trivia nights. So in his live streams, he does like these little trivia things. Like if you want to participate, I guess he gives away stuff.
Somebody's asking how many GoPros have seen the hammer. I don't have to give them the hammer. I don't have to give the GoPro a hammer because the screen's going to crack on it eventually, and I just keep using it. I'm not sending them back. I've got the membership, and they'll replace it
Oh
for a
yeah,
fee.
yeah. They get you with the membership. Um, yeah. Mike's like my job won't let me record either. I've heard of that. And then I got like the only thing I have to be careful with is I don't like to record anybody that works at the restaurant I'm at. I don't want any issues. I don't even want to show like their name or logo or anything. What you talking about, blogger? Plumbers need to stop with the HVAC. It's HVAC related when it's not. Because water dripping from the job doesn't mean it's HVAC related. Do your job. Where's the water coming from? I don't know. He has a issue with the plumbers. I've been out to
Yeah.
jobs where it's like I feel like the water leaks are always call the AC guy, right? Like it's always like call the AC guy for this. I've been to plenty of them. I don't know. I think I mentioned it on here, and it's usually a not. Sometimes it is the AC, the drain, whatever. Um, it was it's the evaporator fan. Um, sometimes it is a drain, but I've been out there when it's a plumbing, like the pipes are even those what are those plastic ones that they use now? It's not
X.
PEX. Yeah, those get little pinhole leaks in them. I seen one of those ruin a whole bar full of TVs because it leaked. Yeah, we got called out to it. I was like, I'm sorry. Like we try to help them like shut some of them off and stuff, and I'm like, I'm sorry. This is not has nothing to do with me. It's your plumbing just burst.
You know, I got called to a house one time, and the tenant there was saying, "We got a water leak, and it smells like drain water." And first thing when I walk in, she's got water pouring into the house. And first, I didn't even ask her what drain water is supposed to smell like.
Yeah.
I get up into the attic and they got PEX pipes that have been chewed through by a squirrel, squirting water all through the house. So I just went to the water main and turned off the water and told them to call the plumber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We don't. Some companies are plumbing and HVAC. We're just HVAC. I always tell them call the plumber. Yeah, we had that one that ruined a whole bar. I was like, damn, like that's an expensive one. All the TVs that it messed up. And then we did have one that rained. Like it was so bad. Like it was coming down the roof hatch and everything. Cause like I walked into the restaurant and the ladder access is right in the back. There's a roof hatch that goes up on the roof. And there's a kitchen AC there, and I feel like it's oversized. It's a huge AC unit. And I walked in there and I had a video on it. I think I did a clip on it one time, and it was like raining, like it was just dripping through the ceiling tiles, through the roof hatch, through everything. So I get up there and it was actually the AC unit, and it was a train RTU. That whole drain pan inside was full of like this nasty gunk that just kept building up, and they still don't want to do maintenance because I've had to show them that and all this other stuff, and they're still like, okay, fix it, clean it, and then that's it. There's no maintenance.
Hmm.
And it was nasty. I remember doing a video on it. It was one that I had to clean out. It was a train, and it was super nasty.
The squirrel was thirsty. Yeah, that's fresh water. Uh,
Hey man, they'll chew it. If it's not a squirrel, it's a rat. It's something.
somebody was talking about the roofers want to blame the HVAC guys. I have seen roofers put nails through line sets more times than there's
I'm
a
glad I
couple of
don't.
them we had to pull a new line set because we couldn't get to the spot.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. I've never had to deal with that, but I can imagine because I saw somebody else. It's always brought up. I saw another guy, that Jeff JDM HVAC on Instagram. People were asking him like, why is he? Because he ran his line set and then he pinched off the sides and pressurized it like with a service port, and then he's like that he's not going to install the unit yet. And they're like, why do you do that? He's like, so the guys that do the sheetrock and like the rest of the house, if they put a nail in it, I'll know.
I saw that video. I was wondering why he did that.
Oh, okay. Well, I
I mean,
kind of figured because I've seen so many guys complain about it. And then those other guys, Surfer Bros HVAC, right?
yeah,
They talked about it in one of theirs because they've been doing these like videos where they explain things, and they go through a lot of different procedures to avoid that kind of stuff too when they do their new construction line set. Later, Mike. Got to run. Ice machine needs fixing. So I had the ice machine today, but I had some RTUs this week. Pretty proud. I got some old. They're pushing like 20-year-old um, two RTUs, and I did a patch repair on one of them. So I got a video coming out for that, and it, basically on the header of the evaporator, train RTU had a bunch of little leaks on it. I was like, I think we can fix it. So got a video coming out on that.
you talking about the bulb that has all the little capillary tubes coming off of it?
The this would be like the suction line coming back, and it's all the little tubes that come
Oh,
back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This one had a TXV on it, so the TXV was fine. Everything coming in was fine, but coming back out to the suction line, that all the little ends there that went into the suction line were leaking.
Oh.
It was a. It didn't come out the last time I leak tested it. I had to go in again and leak test it again.
What kind of leak detector are you using?
The field piece one is working. This one I actually had to put the dye in it because I couldn't find it. The last time that I went out there, that field piece one did not go off, and I was spraying bubbles, but I guess I didn't spray in the right area or something, and it never came out. There's a guy in the, I don't think he's here right now, that was using the Tech. You've heard of the Tech?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
But their leak detector looks like the Helmer one, identical. The only difference is it's painted orange. So when I saw the message, I haven't answered him, but he's like, "Man, this one's actually pretty good. It surprised me." I'm like, "Well, it looks exactly like my Helmore one that did really well too until I left it out and the rain got to it." Have you
I'm
gone
going to
back?
finish the job. I'm going to finish the job tomorrow where I found the leak using the ultrasonic.
Are you just using that one, or have you gone back to your Prowler or anything?
I'm using them both.
Okay.
But this leak that I found, as soon as I pulled it out, I could hear the leak. And all I had to do
Oh
was just move it around until I got close to it and I zeroed in on it real fast.
man, I've been getting questions on that one. I was like, well, Kurt has one. Go check him out. But I've that's probably the next one I would try. I have the fill piece infrared. I've had the Helmar one. Uh, what was that one that I named? Um, the orange one.
Elitech.
Tech. I forgot the name. Tech sent me out one, but I gave it to my guy because I was like, I already had the fill piece one. He said it's been working, so he's a old school tech. We had the old school Infocon ones that took the D batteries. I got tired of buying D batteries.
Well, one of the problems I had with some of the field piece ones was like they wouldn't go off unless you were right on top of it. I mean, you had to be almost touching it
I don't know if
for
that's
those
what
things.
happened with this one because, like I said, the last time it didn't go off. So maybe I wasn't close enough. I don't know what it was. But yeah, Jason's like, I'm a Stratus for life. I don't know. I don't know what else the next one I would want to try is probably the ultra. What is it? Ultrasonic.
Yeah,
That's one.
ultrasonic.
That's one I would want to try.
If of those, I did a little research on the AccuTrack's the one that's got the best ratings on it anyway.
There's others.
Yes, there are others.
I've only seen that one. Mechanical environments ultrasonic detectors are great. We have found many leaks deep in the coil. Good to hear. Is that the one that you bust out first?
I did on this one. That was
Okay.
the first one I broke out. Especially if the coil is already wet,
Oh yeah.
break that thing out, and you just have to get near it and point the microphone in the general direction. This one, I was down at the bottom of the coil, and it was 2 feet away, and I could hear it.
Oh, I'm curious to try it because I'm like, how does that? I don't know how that works. I feel like you would hear everything else around you, but I know you said
Well,
it's like tuned to that.
it's tuned to that one specific sound.
That's next on my list.
So if you get somebody frying chicken in the background, you're going to hear it because it's
Yeah,
making that little hissing sound.
yeah. As long as they don't get anybody frying chicken or doing anything that they shouldn't be, but um, I mean, evaporators leak like crazy. I think that's the main leak detection that you need is like for the evaporator. And like you said, if it's already wet, if it's been running, like you'll find it pretty quick with that one.
There are some times when it's hard to use it. I'll give you that.
Like I would assume outdoors.
Outdoors, yeah, sometimes it can be hard to use. Like the one I'm telling you about, I was outdoors when I did it, but sometimes there's people out there mowing the grass or leaf blowers going on. If that's happening, you
Forget
just
it.
need to wait. You
Yeah.
know,
Fluorescent light. Jason says fluorescent light can mess with ultrasonic.
oh, I hadn't thought about that.
I didn't. Yeah. Interesting. Oh man. Make sure filters are clean. Got to check that airflow.
Oh,
Check.
I was on a call today. I'll be honest, I was just wanting to come home, and it was a low voltage short. I fixed the short, check pressures, may have been a little bit off, but it looked like it needed cleaning bad. So I just quoted them 2 hours for cleaning and coil cleaner, and I came on home, and then I got the bid. I got the job. So now I got to go
For
back.
oh, uh, how bad was it?
I mean, it wasn't terrible. I could have done it on the spot, but now I've got 2 hours bid on it, and I can go back and make a little more money on it.
Was that one of those building apartments, or is it like a just
No, it's a rental house.
a rental house? Okay, because I was like, why did you have to do a bid? Um, yeah, I got to do that all the time. I like the ones that I did this week. I couldn't go and replace everything. I have like these little NTEs. I know we talk about it all the time, but I have these NTEs, and then like a couple of them were new customers, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna fix what's wrong with it, but I got to bid out maintenance and all this other stuff. Like that one that I posted last week, I believe, the guy was like upset at whatever company they had because they had some sort of maintenance agreement on it. And he's like, I don't see any filters. Where are the filters? This and that. So I was like, let me go check. Maybe they're on the rooftop, like in the unit, right? Pulled them out. They were like black as shit. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna. I try not to talk bad about any company, even if I'm the second opinion or whatever it is. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't think they've been changed in like a long time. And then he started going on the rant like, oh, they lied, they're not doing any of the maintenance. And then I was like, let me keep looking. And it was a micro channel. I could see how dirty it was. I was like, on a micro channel, if I can see how dirty it is, that thing's gonna be plugged up, right? Like they get plugged up really quick. Um,
Yeah.
all I did that day, I think, was rinse it. That's what I showed in the video. Like I rinsed it out, cleaned it out, and everything came back on. So I was like, we can get you on a maintenance agreement and, take care of the filters, the cleaning, all that stuff. I don't know what the other company was doing. They're just going out there, killing an hour or whatever it was, and then billing.
I see them talking about the
Oh
light
yeah.
causing a leak detector.
It's a noise of the fluorescent light. Yeah, because we still see that a lot. I know a lot of the customers that we have are like their restaurants. They have the fluorescent lighting everywhere. We've changed out tons of the ballast, all that stuff. They're all switching now to LEDs though. So I don't know how many are still left, but yeah, you get that noise. Never thought about that. Like messing with that leak detector.
Hmm.
Good guy popped in.
Good afternoon. It's
It's
evening. We're
evening.
working over here.
He must be on the West Coast. Yeah, they're talking about the light ballast. Yeah. Still see a ton of them, but I think they're all converting to LED for us.
I'll tell you this little story. One time I was called to a fire department because they smelled smoke. And this was the main fire department for Albany. I work mostly in Albany, Georgia. And I had to go upstairs where they could smell the smoke. And it was full of bunk beds. And they literally had two different poles where they could slide down the poles and go down to the fire engines underneath, and it had
Yeah.
these like metal doors that would open up when they slid down the pole.
Oh, okay.
I thought that I'd never actually seen it, but the reason they
Did you get to
smelled
try it?
smoke. No, I didn't try it.
You should have.
The reason they smelled smoke was because a ballast had blown up in there. Had
Oh, okay.
nothing to do with the air conditioning.
We get those little calls because we do everything for the restaurant. They'll call us like change out light fixtures, ballast, all that kind of stuff. So some of our guys like do all that. I just always like today. I was working on the ice machine. Oh, they're telling me about the dispensers. They're like, hey, wanted to tell you our lemonade hasn't been coming out and this and that. I'm just like staring at her. I'm sorry. I don't do that. I was like, I'm just here for the ice machine. I'm not gonna get into. Some guys do the fountain drinks, and I think that's like it looks confusing. I've been told it's not, but I don't know. It looks like a lot of stuff going on. Some guys do it as like a 2-in-1. They do the dispensers and the ice machine.
I know I got to tell you what the fire department does all day when they're not responding to a fire.
What do they do?
They sit around, cook out, and watch porn.
Well, a bunch of
I'm
guys,
serious.
bunch of guys in one building. uh, well, yeah. I mean, they're just waiting around, waiting for that call. Um, yeah.
Yeah, they sure do.
Finish practical gadgeteer. The one thing you forgot in your drinking game. Finish the bottle when Curtis gets shocked.
Oh, come on, I don't get shocked that often.
Did you get shocked this week?
No, I ain't
Okay.
got shocked in. I was fooling around with some live voltage pulling the motor out, but I didn't get shocked.
Well, okay. Well, today I turned off the off button to the ice machine. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I didn't unplug it or anything. I was like, I'm gonna do it like this. JDT seen a 4-ton coil with a 2-ton condenser. Have you ever seen that?
No,
That's
I
quite a
wonder how it
difference.
works.
Did it work? JDT 4. That's a big difference. 4-ton coil with a 2-ton condenser.
Seems like you would have massive superheat.
I feel like I've seen it the other way around, where they oversize the condensers.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's a real big no. You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I've seen people try it.
Oh, I've changed a few condensers out because of it.
Did you see? Yeah. Did you see? I think Tim did it. No. There was a video I think Tim posted, which that was a great episode last week. We had a lot of fun with Tim DeStasio. I think he roasted another one. I don't know if you saw it. They had this huge, I want to say it was a package unit for this house, and it was way oversized. And the guy was,
Oh
did you see that one?
yeah,
The guy was super proud of it, super like, oh yeah, it's because we're gonna start adding, he was trying to future proof it. He's like, when we start adding to the house and all this, it's gonna be ready, and we're gonna split it here and this and that. And the freaking thing was huge for that house.
it's
Like
like
it was
a 5 ton on a house that needs like a two.
2.5, yeah, something like that. I was like,
He
dude,
said first he oversized it and then he restricted the airflow.
oh, that's what it was. Yeah, like saving the airflow for later. I was like, damn, that was a good one. The dude was so proud of it too.
Oh, I had one time where an installer was asking for my help on one, and I went and gave the owner of the house a quote for a 2.5 ton gas pack. Well, the installer had the owner's ear, and he
Yeah.
sold him on a 5 ton heat pump.
I didn't.
So
I thought you were gonna say like 3 ton or something.
they had to completely they had to do a whole new panel for the house just to support the electricity for this air conditioner. And then the ductwork ain't the right size. And
No.
then like a week later I'm talking to the homeowner, and he has like a scrap yard, a junkyard for cars.
Yeah.
And he's got a 3 ton gas pack sitting out there. And he asked me, he says, would that have worked? And I said, yeah, it probably would have.
Because it
He
was
said,
what
so I spent all that money for nothing?
was it a? Did you say it was a 2 ton originally?
2.5. It was a 2.5.
That doubled his tonnage. Damn.
And he,
And I've seen that. I've seen that where people, and it's always like you said, they're in the ear. They talk them into it. Like I've seen where people have like that, like a 2.5, and then they sell them like a 3.5 ton, like something like a ton over, because they're like, oh, it'll cool better, or whatever. I've even seen it on the commercial side where I'm telling them, like it's like an airflow issue, and then like another company comes in, you just need a bigger system. I see it all the time. Those are the guys, you know.
I have seen systems installed, like a 3 ton system put into a house, and they only have a filter big enough for a 2 ton. And this is like a 60-year-old house. So I'm like, what was the size of the original air conditioner that was in here? It had to be something like a 2 ton, and they keep going up half a ton without
Yeah.
increasing the term.
Yeah. JDT said 14-year-old system, and it did have high suction and high superheat. Yeah, that'll do it. And then you're there. If you don't realize that stuff, if you don't catch it, because that's why I always double check everything too, like what was supposed to be here or whatever it is, because you get to a call like that and you're like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it this and that? And it's like freaking mismatched.
And you don't always think to look for something like that.
No, I've gone in, and then after I figure out something like that where it's like the wrong whatever, the whole time I'm thinking like, this was working, or this was here before, like it has to be right. And then you find out like much later, after chasing your tail, something's off, right?
It's been off for a long time.
And they won't tell you that. They'll be like, no, it was working before.
I'm working this trailer park that keeps having these oversized condensers. I've changed 3 of them now, and I keep thinking, how was it working before? Because it looks like it's been there for years.
Yeah.
And I think they just go through tenants so fast that
Oh,
no complaint sits
yeah.
long enough for somebody to really.
Yeah.
But I'm going through them. I'm replacing those condensers, and they work right now.
Are you downsizing them, or what is it?
Well, most of the time, what I've got is a 3.5 ton condenser on a 3 ton coil.
Oh, okay.
So I already know that it never produced any more cooling than a 3 ton. So, and these are single wides, these are not double wides. So I'm leaving it as a 3 ton and replacing the condenser.
Yeah. I mean, once you know what it should be. Freon, but it's been working for 14 years. Yeah. That's what they always tell us. I still have that one that has the AC, the RTU at the restaurant installed backwards. They are just going to live with it and deal with it. So they got all that air in the return. So if you sit at
how are they filtering? How are they filtering the air?
I don't know. They don't want to do maintenance. That's the one that doesn't want to do maintenance. I haven't even seen how the coil looks. Not unless something breaks do I get to see that. So like if you sit in one little table, you're gonna get all that cold air. if and they still call every now and then, like, hey, it feels kind of stuffy over here. I'm like, yeah, dude, your AC's backwards. Like, and they're like, oh yeah, okay. I don't get a call back.
No, that's funny.
I can't believe they still have that. But yeah. Dinner time. See you later, Jason. Just lower the fan speed.
What time is it? 8:16.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is. You ready to sign off?
Getting there, getting there. I
I
guess
got.
Jake was busy tonight.
Yeah, I think he just he sent a text. He had issues with something. Let me see. 4-ton system zoned and was zoned. They ripped out. Oh, they put in a new air handler and left the old condenser. He had a ton of issues.
Mm.
A shit show, according to him. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have some Delia's tamales tonight. If anybody from the area knows that one, that is the one that they got raided by the FBI. That's the one that was paying the people under the counter. They gave out fake social security, I don't know what, like numbers to people because they had a bunch of people that were here illegally working for them and sweatshop type of stuff. But they're still open.
Hey, they still got good tamales.
Dude, they got the best ones, and it's kind of hard. Nobody else really competes with them.
I would buy some.
I can't wait to eat. I picked them up on the way home after work, and I was like, okay. I was glad that they were still open. I was like, let me get it, and I told my girlfriend the same thing. Let's try and eat some before like they shut them down completely. Jake is
Yeah,
always busy now.
yeah, I guess he is, isn't he?
He was also complaining right before I did about getting work or being busy all day, and now he's been pretty busy himself.
At night. Well, you know, I think Monday I was hustling. I had to hurry, hurry, hurry
That's how I
just to
felt
get
today.
done, just to get home on time.
That's how I felt today, but more because they wanted me out of there before lunch. I was like sweating bullets just trying to make sure nothing went wrong. uh Rudy, do you work on dishwashers at the restaurant? Uh Here and there. I think a lot of them we've run into some that rent dishwashers. I didn't even know that was a thing. They rent them out or somebody else takes care of them
Got a
because they're rent
machine?
a dishwasher machine. So huge ass machine and they run the all the stuff
Dish.
through it and they break down all the time. So at the hospital that we do, that's a good business or good income. It's always breaking down. We always got to do stuff to it, replace things here and there. I never got too technical with it. I've done maintenance on them. I've replaced things here and there, elements, little things. So I'm familiar with it.
Have you ever worked? Have you ever recharged a dry cleaning machine?
No, what do you mean recharge?
Well, they run low on Freon too,
Oh,
but
I've never worked on one.
some of them have a compressor to cool it, and they might call you in there telling you, "Hey, it's not cooling." And yeah, a dry cleaner machine sometimes have a cooling element to them.
Didn't even know that. When you said that, I was thinking like washer dryer appliance or something because we have a
No,
guy that.
specifically dry cleaning. I don't know why they call it dry because it's still wet. It's just not water.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know how that worked. We have a guy that does washer dryer stuff for us because we do. We also have like hotels that we work at. I've never done the ACs at the hotel though. I've done the kitchen work.
I've done
Have you ever done like a
hotel.
hotel?
Yeah,
Fun?
I've done. I've worked on PTACs at hotels. I've worked on vertical PTACs that are in the nicer rooms.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about? Has a duct coming out the top of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've worked on pool rooms that have a giant air conditioner that does dehumidification and air conditioning, and it has like three different condensers. I've worked on one of those, and they take a lot of refrigerant.
Yeah, I've talked to a guy that does a lot of the pool stuff, and I was like, oh, I was blown away by it.
It's complicated. It really is. I had to get on the phone with tech support just to troubleshoot one of them, and I didn't know it had three different condenser coils, but it does. It's got at least one outside and one inside, and but it's
Yeah.
specific for hotel pool rooms.
Yeah, like when I talked to it was Matt Waxer, the HVAC doctor, who actually has a doctorate, so that's why he's the HVAC doctor. He does a lot of those play pool rooms and stuff, and there's a lot to maintain. A lot you have to do to maintain a comfortable environment in there. I never thought about it
Yes, yes, you
because
got to have. It's like a kitchen. You got to have makeup air. You got to have exhaust. You got to have dehumidification and cooling all at the same time.
did you do that like when you were working somewhere else?
No, I did that when I was working for myself.
Oh, you got that call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of like learn. That's a learning on the job.
Oh, I saw
Walk into
somebody.
it, and
Yeah,
you got
I
to figure
saw.
it out when you get there.
Hey, those are the best. I do that too. Somebody posted today. I forgot where I saw it. I think I saw it like on Facebook, and he had the panel open, and it was like all wires everywhere, electrical everywhere, like all these. I didn't even recognize some of the components, and he's like, "So when do I tell the customer that I don't know what I'm doing here?" And everybody on the in the comments is like, "You learn on the job. You know that's how you do it."
You don't tell them. You don't tell them.
No, I've had those too, and it's cool when you figure it out. But like a lot of times, because there's so many brands, there's so many different kinds of HVAC equipment, you won't know
You
until you
know,
get out there.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't do a lot of train stuff, and I came across one of these communicating train systems, and they had this user interface on the wall, and I couldn't figure out how to get into the technician part of it to read errors and whatnot. So I took the back off and got the numbers off the back of it. Went outside and got the manual on this thermostat, if you want to call it a thermostat, and I had to read about it before I could even
Yeah,
tell it to do what I wanted it to do.
that's kind of like the equipment I'm seeing right now is on the walk-ins. Like I had to read the manual before we were installing them, and I had to take a minute to read the manual to get the program right. And funny enough, on the last one we did, I forgot what we were doing there, but the customer figured out how to get into the controller because it has like a password. Uh, and they figured it out. They probably read the manual. They figured it out, and they were messing. I was like, man, all these parameters are like really screwed up. I was like, who screwed with them? And they're like, oh, we're trying to lower it or do something. I was like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of makes me think every time I hook up one of these Google Nest or something like that, it'll ask you, "Are you a Nest Pro?" Like I've never taken any kind of Nest training or anything, but I always say yes.
Yeah, just let me in. Let me change. Let me change it. Oh, Rudy, we're having issues with a dishwasher not keeping 120. Well, let me know. I mean, I don't know how much help I can be, but usually it's an element or something of that nature. Uh, man, I had something else and I just completely blanked out.
Any pictures?
No, I didn't get anything ready today. Maybe I'll get that for next week. Cause I think I want to start doing that. Like kind of like today I mentioned a couple of the ones that I was scrolling through. I need to like save them and just pull them up, and then we can talk about it. Cause like there was a couple that I saw today. I could have saved them and brought them up. But I've been wanting to do that too. It's kind of like last week. We had fun with that stuff that we pulled up with Tim.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
wish I could stick around
intelligent.
for all of that.
Oh, say it again.
I said, I wish I could have stuck around for all of the
Oh yeah,
show
yeah,
with
yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, I didn't even get through all my notes with him because I had written down some stuff that we could go over, and I was like, maybe another time. It was a lot to go over. Good guy, yes. Intelligent. That's what we're seeing a lot of right now. Good old Heatcraft.
Mm. Refused to let me in their factory.
Well, we'll see. We'll have to speak it into existence. I lost.
No,
I
I think they're scared of me now.
maybe. But yeah. Anything else? I think we can probably sign off already.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm
else.
cool with it.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody for coming out, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks again to the Practical Gadgeteer.
The box full of goodies, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. All right. See you guys.